Welcome to Math 20 video lecture series. In this video, we are going to talk about the half-angle identities. Totoo na ito. Lesson na talaga natin siya. Okay? So, for the half-angle identities, we need to recall the double angle identities. So, we have these identities, pero ang gusto lang natin, or ang gagamitin lang natin for this lesson is yung for cosine lang. So, burahin ko na yung dalawa. So, ang tanong dito sa half-angle identity, saan kaya equal ang cosine theta over 2, sine theta over 2, at saka ang tangent theta over 2. Okay, so, ang gagawin natin, we will let this one equal to theta, yung 2x. And pili tayo na isa. Sige, piliin natin ito. So, cosine 2x is equal to 2 cosine square x minus 1. So, we get cosine theta equal to 2 cosine square x. In terms of theta, gagamitin natin ito. So, this means x is equal to theta over 2. And then, let us compute for cosine theta over 2. Lipat natin ito sa kabila. So, cosine theta plus 1. Divide both sides by 2. Oops. Okay? And square root of both sides plus minus square root of yung cosine theta plus 1, gawin natin 1 plus cosine theta. And that is our formula for cosine theta over 2. For yung plus minus here, magdi-decide kayo kung plus or minus siya depending kung nasang quadrant si theta over 2. So, ilista na natin yun dito. It's plus minus square root of 1 plus cosine theta over 2. And you can actually do the same for sine. Let theta equal to 2x and use this formula. At ang makukuha natin ay plus minus square root of 1 minus cosine theta over 2. So, minus siya. Ito, minus. Okay? So, kamukha siya nung sa cosine, pero minus ito. At yung kay tangent, meron siyang two forms. Dalawa yung itsura niya. What you can do is, yung una, compute nyo yung cosine theta over 2, sine theta over 2. And determine the sine. And then divide sine theta over 2 by cosine theta over 2. Pwede yun. Or you can use this formula, 1 minus cosine theta over sine theta, or sine theta equal to 1 plus cosine theta. So, ganito ko siya tinatandaan sa tangent. Oops. Kapag sine theta ay nasa ilalim, minus yung sine sa ibabaw. 1 minus cosine. Kapag sine nasa ibabaw, 1 plus cosine theta. Okay, ganun ko lang naman siya tinatandaan. But if you want to remember it in a different way, you can do that. Okay? So, usog lang natin ito and let's do some examples as usual. So, example, let us evaluate na tangent pi over 8. Okay, so kung titignan ninyo, pi over 8 is not on the unit circle. Hindi siya nasa units. Angle siya, pero hindi siya special angle on the unit circle. Okay? So, iisipin nyo, pwede ba siyang i-express as kalahati ng special angle? It turns out, yes. This is 1/2 times pi over 4. And pi over 4 is a special angle. So, pwede na natin gamitin ito. Our theta is pi over 4. So, kahit ano dito sa dalawang to, pwede ninyong gamitin. O, trip kong gamitin ito. 1 minus cosine theta is pi over 4 sine pi over 4. Let us simplify. 1 minus square root of 2 over 2 square root of 2 over 2. Multiply everything by 2 para mawala ang yung mga denominators. We get 2 minus square root of 2 over square root. Okay? Or kung yung isang identity gagamitin natin, this one, we should get the same answer. Tangent pi over 8 is tangent 1/2 times pi over 4. So, ito yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, this is, ano yung formula? Sine pi over 4 over 1 plus cosine pi over 4, which is square root of 2 over 2 over 1 plus square root of 2 over 2. Multiply natin by 2. Lalabas dyan. Square root of 2 over 2 plus square root of 2. Hindi sila magkamukha, no? Pero equal lang yung dalawang iyan. Okay, so pakita nga natin. Kopyahin natin ito. Kailangan mapakita natin na pareha siya dun sa kailangan pareha ito dito. Multiply natin sa 2 minus square root of 2. So, ano makukuha natin? We get 2 square root of 2 minus 2 divided by difference of 2 square, square of this minus square of this. Square nito is 4 minus 2, which is 2 square root of 2 minus 2 over 2, which is square root of 2 minus 1. At hindi ba ang value nito ay 2 over square root of 2 is square root of 2 minus square root of 2 over square root of 2 is 1. So, pareha lang sila. Kahit ano dun sa dalawa yung gamitin nyo sa tangent. Okay, so that is the value of tangent pi over 8. Square root of 2 minus 1. Okay, hanap naman tayo ng iba pang example. Okay, so next example. Ilipat ko lang ito, ha? Okay, so next example natin. So, ang given ay sin theta is 3/5. Tapos, yung theta natin ay nasa interval daw na pi over 2 to 2 pi. Ang hahanapin daw ay cosine theta over 2. Okay? So, to find cosine theta over 2, kailangan natin ng cosine theta. Okay, so from here, we will compute cosine theta using sine theta. And ito, this is plus minus 1 plus cosine theta over 2. Okay ka lang. So, ano iyon? So, gamit tayo ng Pythagorean identity. Cosine square theta is 1 minus sine square theta. Sine square is 9 over 25. So, this is 16 over 25. Or cosine theta is plus minus 4/5. So, nasaan ba si theta? Oops. Theta is from pi over 2 to 2 pi. This is pi over 2. This is 2 pi. So, ganun yun. Okay? Okay, so sine is positive. So all sin tako. Positive si sine, so matik quadrant 2 yun, no? Okay. So, sa quadrant 2 tayo magpo-fall. So, andito si theta. So, cosine is negative. Okay? So, mako-complete na natin si cosine theta over 2. So, burahin ko lang itong hindi natin kailangan na. So, we get plus minus square root of 1 plus negative 4/5 over 2. Kasi cosine theta is negative 4/5. Okay, simplify natin to ha. Plus minus square root of... So, 1 minus 4/5 is 1/5 over 2, 1. Or 1 plus minus square root of 1 over square root of that. Ang tanong, positive or negative? So, babalik tayo sa restriction ng theta. Pero ang usapin na natin ngayon is theta over 2. Nasaan si theta over 2? So, ang gagawin natin, hahatiin natin to sa dalawa. Over 2, over 2, over 2. So, makukuha natin, theta over 2 is between pi over 4 pi. Nasaan yun? Pi over 4 to pi. Kasi pi, no? Wala ba typo to? Okay, so somewhere andito daw si theta over 2. So, paano natin malalaman kung nasa quadrant? Kasi may portion na nasa quadrant 1, nasa quadrant 2 eh. So, yung nagpapahirap ang tanong dito, dalawa na lang yung sagot dito. It's either positive or negative nito. So, ang gawin natin, compute natin yung tangent at theta over 2. Which is, ano sabi ng formula? This is 1 minus cosine theta over sine theta. So, 1 minus, anong cosine theta? Negative 4/5 sine theta 3/5. Okay, so this is 1 plus 4/5. Basta ang sagot dito, this is positive. Right? So, yung theta over 2 mo, it's either nasa quadrant 1 or nasa quadrant 2 na lang siya. But tangent theta over 2 is positive. Using all sinta ko, sa second quadrant, cosine lang ang positive at saka secant. So, nasa quadrant 1 siya. Okay, so doon natin din-decipher yung sign ni theta over 2. Okay? So, dapat positive si cosine theta over 2 kasi nalaman na natin na ang theta over 2 is in quadrant 1. So, positive dapat yan. Okay. 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 Akala ko may maling question. Okay, so let's do 2 more examples. Ano pa mo maganda example? Let's try this one. Ito yung mga given. Let's say ang given sa atin is cosine 4 alpha, which is 3/5. Pero ang restriction mo ay doon sa alpha ay eto, and cosecant beta over 2 is negative 17/15. At ito rin yung restriction ni beta over 2. So, we want to find dalawa yung tanong niya. Una, secant 2 alpha. Okay. So, titignan nyo mo ano yung binigay sa'yo. Okay, naka 4 alpha. So, parang half nun. So, this is equal to secant 4 alpha over 2. Kumbaga, ito yung theta natin. Okay? Dun sa formula. And secant is 1 over cosine. At ano yung formula natin for cosine? Na half angle. Plus minus square root of 1 plus cosine theta. Our theta is 4 alpha all over 2. Or reciprocal na natin para hindi mahirapan. 2 over 1 plus cosine 4 alpha. Okay? Do we have cosine 4 alpha? Yes, this is cosine 4 alpha. So, it's plus minus square root of 2 plus 1 plus, hindi pala kita. 1 plus 3/5. Okay? Burahin ko lang yung ibang parts and then dito na lang. So, plus minus square root of, simplify natin ha. Ano ito? 8/5. 5/8. 5/4 or plus minus square root of 5 over 2. Ang tanong, positive or negative. Okay? Nasaan ba si 4? Ang usapin dito ay 2 alpha ang usapin. Titingnan natin nasang quadrant si 2 alpha. So, using this one. So, di-divide lang natin lahat by 2 para makuha natin yung quadrant. So, we get negative pi over 4. 2 alpha 0. Nasaan yun? This is negative pi over 4. This is 0. Una, sa quadrant 4 siya. So, somewhere andito raw yung angle natin. And in quadrant 4, secant is positive. So, the answer is square root of 5 over 2. Okay. Let's do another one. Ito medyo combination naman. So, ang question naman ngayon ay, what is tangent 4 alpha plus beta over 4. Okay? So, sabi ng some identities natin, this is tangent nung nauna plus tangent nung pangalawa all over 1 minus tangent ng product nila. Okay, so medyo marami-rami tayong kailangan, no? Kailangan natin ng tangent 4 alpha. Yung kailangan natin. Tsaka tangent beta over 4. So, isa-isayin natin ha. Okay, compute natin si tangent 4 alpha. So, kailangan natin ng tangent 4 alpha para makuha si yung sin alpha. So, compute natin. So, sin squared 4 alpha is 1 minus cosine squared 4 alpha. Cosine squared for alpha is 9 over 5. 9 over 25. 16 over 25. So, sine 4 alpha is plus minus 4/5. Pero nasan ba si 4 alpha? Babalikan nyo, ito yung 4 alpha. Negative pi over 2 to 0. So, siya ay nasa quadrant. Of 4. This is 4 alpha. So, sa quadrant 4, sine is negative. So, this must be negative 4/5. So, mahanap na natin si tangent 4 alpha. So, tangent 4 alpha, dito ko na lang isusulat, is yung sine 4 alpha divided by cosine alpha, which is negative 4/3. Okay? So, madali-dali yung part na yan. So, ito na yung isa sa mga ingredients natin. Tangent for alpha. So, yung next na kailangan natin ay tangent beta over 4. But beta over 4 is half of beta over 2. Right? So, tangent beta over 4 is tangent 1/2 of beta over 2. So, ito yung theta natin. This is theta. Pero ano bang sabi ng formula natin? Sabi ng formula natin, we can use this one. So, that is 1 minus cosine beta over 2 over sine beta over 2. Okay. Meron na ba tayong sine beta over 2? Yes, makukuha natin dito. Reciprocal nito. So, negative 15 over 17. How about yung cosine? Gagamit lang tayo ng Pythagorean identity. Okay, so cosine squared beta over 2 is 1 minus sine squared beta over 2, which is 1 minus i-calculate na natin ha. (15 square over 17 square). Ano yan? 64 over 289. So, cosine beta over 2, take the square root of both sides. So, you get plus minus the square root of 64 is 8. This is 289. And the square root of 289 is 70. Okay, ang tanong nasaan si beta over 2? Okay, so drawing tayo. So, beta over 2, pi to 3 pi over 2. Nasa quadrant 3 siya. So, by all sinta ko, all sinta, tangent at cotangent lang positive. So, cosine is negative. So, negative dapat eh. Ayan. So, meron na tayong sine beta over 2 tsaka cosine beta over 2. So, yan na yung ipa-plug in natin dito. Okay. So, 1 minus cosine beta over 2, negative 8 over 17. Ang sine, negative 15 over 17. Dito, hindi mo na kailangan mag-decide kung positive or negative. Ibibigay na niya agad sa iyo sagot. So, it is 1, 8. Oops. So, when you simplify, you should get a negative 5/3. Okay? So, tangent beta over 4 is negative 5/3. Okay, hindi pa tayo tapos. Hindi pa tayo tapos. So, ang na-compute pa lang natin ay this one and this one. So, ipa-plug in pa natin tong dalawang to dito to get this one. Yung tanong mismo. Okay, kasi ito yung tinatanong, what's the value of this? So, plug in lang, tangent for alpha, negative 4/3 plus this 1 minus, anong product ni negative 4/3 and negative 5/3. So, you can simplify this one. Ano yung pag-simplify? Ginagamitan ko na ng calcul to save time. So, exercise nyo na lang to check. Manually. Of course, manually. Okay, so negative 4/3, negative 5/3, 1 minus. Okay, so ang answer daw is 27 over 11. Okay. Okay, punta tayo sa last example, which is hindi mawawala ang proving. So, laging may proving. To prove is to believe. So, let us prove this identity. 2 sine square x over 2. Ay, sorry. Proof ang double O. Isang O lang ito. Hala, shiwang namin. Plus tangent x over 2. Shiwang namin or mahina lang talaga ako sa spelling. Shoot. Okay, buti na lang pala may nanonood. Okay, so ganun din yung gagawin natin nung mga nakaraan, diba, ang ginagawa natin kapag may sum ng angles, ginagamit natin yung sum identities para ma-express as trig functions nung dalawang angles. Pag double, ginagamit double identities. Ganun din dito. If you can use the half-angle identities, gamitin nyo yun. So, para malaman nyo kung saang side kayo magsisimula, sa left or right. So, dito, parang sa left tayo magsisimula because of this, no? You can express this as trig functions of x only para maka-arrive dito. Okay, so ito, double O ito. Okay. So, left-hand side. Okay, gamitan na natin agad na identity. 2 sine square x over 2. So, parang theta over 2 lang yun. So, square of this is 1 minus cosine theta over 2. Okay, plus tangent x over 2 or parang theta over 2. So, sino dito? Parang ito na lang para dalawang terms in denominator. Dalawang terms in denominator dito. Okay, so baka mag-work yun. Okay? Simplify natin ng onte. Cancel, we get 1 minus cosine theta plus this thing. Why? Okay, anong LCD? Ang denominator nito ay 1. So, this is the LCD. And 1 plus cos theta. Ano na ito? This is a difference of 2 squares. So, we get 1 minus cosine square theta plus sine theta all over 1 plus cosine theta. Ano may pinaprove natin? Okay, 1 plus sine x daw, no? Okay. So, paano natin mapapalabas iyan? Tama ba pagka-combine? 2 sine square x. Okay. Okay, chine-check ko lang. Baka may mali tayo. So, paano natin mapapalabas yan? Kailangan natin ng cosecant dito. Parang ito yun, no? So, mag-multiply tayo everywhere ng cosecant x. So, 1 lang ang value nito. Ay. So, times, ang lalabas nun. Ay, wait lang. Mamaya na pala tayo mag-multiply. May hindi pala tayo napansin. May hindi pala ako napansin. 1 minus cosine square is sine square. Baka lang sumimple ng unting ginagawa natin. Ayun. Okay? And gusto mo ng cosecant dito, multiply everything by cosecant. So, anong lalabas? Ito muna. This is 1. Sa cosecant times sine is 1. And this 1. Pull out ka ng isang sine dito, magiging 1. So, matitira dito is sine theta divided by cosecant theta plus what is cosine times cosecant? So, cosecant, if you multiply that, magiging this is cosine. Cosecant is 1 over sine. Cosine over sine is cotangent. Okay? Oops, bakit theta ang ginamit natin? Okay. Pareha lang din yun, no? Okay, so yan yung proof. Although yung binigay x. So, kung nagkamali kayo, palitan nyo na lang x lahat ito. Okay, ganun din naman yun. X. Okay, x din. Okay. So, that ends our lecture on double angle identities. See you on our next video. Bye-bye!